Thank you for logging on to the Voice Sports Network for this broadcast of high school sports. We encourage you to go to the games and support your area teams. We know you have a choice, and thank you for choosing us. This broadcast wouldn't be possible without the support of the sponsors you hear throughout the game. We encourage you to visit their businesses and use their service as often as possible. Be sure to tell them thanks for their support. Now, sit back and enjoy the game, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Well, good evening, and welcome to today's broadcast of Blackford Sports. Today we're going to have Blackford at Eastbrook. Right now the Eastbrook Panthers band is playing the school fight song for the Blackford Bruins, and it looks like a fairly decent crowd over on the Blackford side as well as here on the Eastbrook side. And I'm your host, Steve Hurd, and with me today is, of course, Grant Banner. How you doing, Grant?
Good, how are you, Steve?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. So, before the game today, I looked up a lot of stats on Max Preps and really started looking at how Blackford can win this game. What do they need to beat Eastbrook? And I came up with some of those and thought that we should just go over some of the stats a little bit and really get into how Blackford can beat Eastbrook, because Eastbrook is obviously a good team, right, Grant?
Yeah.
So some of the things that we were looking at, Eastbrook has us beat in just about every stat except for one, and that was passing. Caleb Mealy's completed 18 of 36 or 37. He's just under 50% completion. And but other than that, Eastbrook beats us on everything. We have more passing yards than Eastbrook. We run the exact same offense. We run pretty much probably the same defense as they will tonight, because we're identical teams with the exception of Eastbrook is ranked 69th in the state, and Blackford's ranked 153rd. We're both 6-1. We are 5-0 in the conference, and Eastbrook is 4-1 in the conference. So other than that, the teams are fairly well matched up, like I said, with the exception of the stats on the board. And a couple players that Blackford needs to control tonight is Zane Kirby. Zane Kirby's rushing for about 108 yards a game for Eastbrook. He also plays defense. He has 7.3 tackles a game and is averaging just under a sack per game as well. And Blackford also has, I think they have 2 sacks on the season. Their tackles are probably pretty close to that, but we have to stop Zane Kirby tonight to keep him from running the ball, because we don't have any players that rush for 100 yards a game. Isaac Justice is close with about 83 yards a game. But other than that, yeah, he's at 81 yards a game, Isaac Justice is, but we don't have anybody that runs that 103 yards. And as I was looking at Max Preps, the only player that came out and stood out above all the rest was Zane Kirby and Dylan Bragg, their quarterback. My understanding is that Dylan Bragg is not playing today, so we may not have to worry about him with his 30 yards a game in passing. So Blackford's going to have to step up on defense today, keep the Eastbrook Panthers at bay with their rushing and passing attacks, and hopefully come out with a victory. But the couple of Bruins that stand out, obviously, Isaac Justice, who is 2 weeks in a row the East Central Indiana Player of the Game through the Star Press in Muncie, all accumulated with votes online. But the other player that Eastbrook is going to have to watch out for and that needs to step up for Blackford and maybe have an extraordinary game is Austin Lancaster. Austin was this week's East Central Indiana Player of the Week, out of several schools in the East Central Indiana area for the Star Press, and so he won that award. I believe it came out this morning or last night. So Austin's going to have a great game, but the one thing that I thought that Blackford needed to do was Dalton Willman needs to step up today and not have any drop pass. If it's in his hands, he's going to have to catch that ball. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, last week saw a couple times Dalton's overrunning the passes that Mealy was throwing. It's nobody within 5 yards of him, and just overrunning the ball that Mealy was throwing.
Absolutely. So Dalton Willman's going to have to step up today, catch those passes from Caleb Mealy, and not have any dropped. I know he had two passes last week that were dropped that quite possibly could have been touchdowns. I mean, they were wide open. He had open space, nobody behind him, and he had to cut back to the ball and just couldn't handle the pass. But Dalton Willman is definitely one of those players that we want to watch today and see if he has a good game or if he has just an average game. But if Dalton Willman steps up, I feel like today could be a Blackford win.
Yeah, I also, I think that the passing game is going to play a large part in tonight's game. I watched some film of Oak Hill against Eastbrook, and it looked like Oak Hill threw the ball pretty well on them. Obviously, Oak Hill isn't quite the caliber that Eastbrook is, but
right.
They're young, and I think that if we can pass and keep the running game going as it's went all year, we've got a good chance.
And right now we're going through the starting lineups for Eastbrook, I believe. It's kind of hard to hear. The fans have those annoying rattle things, and I can't hear my co-host Grant speak, and I could barely hear myself speak. I actually had to put the ears back down over the ears just to drown out that noise so that I could maybe hear just a little bit of what's going on. So Eastbrook's now taking the field. Blackford should be coming out shortly after that. And as I look at the team, Eastbrook doesn't look like they're any bigger than the Blackford kids are. They look like just football players. They have a couple big guys, number 71, 79. Not real sure of their names. If we got a program, we might be able to check that out. 78, another big guy. So the front line for Eastbrook looks like they are very big, especially looking at them now as they're on the sideline lined up next to each other. I see a couple big players. Number 70 stands out. Blake Thomas, yes, he is. He looks like he's a fairly big kid, 200 pounds.
6'2",
265, 6'2".
He's a sophomore.
And he's a sophomore, so think about that. Who's number 80? Number 80 standing out to me. Austin Hollers, 6'4", 185, a sophomore as well. Not real sure that they're going to actually see any playing time. We don't know the starting lineup. As we were starting the broadcast, Eastbrook was putting it on. And right now the coin toss or the instructions are going on out on the field to see who's out there. It looks like Dalton Willman, Cameron Ekus, and I just missed. So Eastbrook has deferred, it looks like. Blackford's going to receive, and Blackford's going to be heading towards the west to start the game off, receiving the ball. Yeah, it looks like Dalton Willman, Cameron Ekus, Shane Elam, and I'm not real sure who number 65 is for Blackford. Nick Thomas. That's who I thought it was, but I thought for some reason he was 63. So just me and Grant operating everything up here today, so give us a little bit of a break if you could, and enjoy the game as we get going here. And before we get started, want to start thanking some of our sponsors. Thank you again to Aaron Henderson for prosecutor and Aaron Henderson law offices. Aaron is running for prosecutor this year and wants your vote in November. He says he works closely with law enforcement to enhance training and code enforcement, increase conviction rates, efficiently move cases through the courts, collaborate and work closely with community corrections and probation to effectively reduce recidivism, assist in bridging gaps and rehabilitative services for offenders, and provide a meaningful pretrial diversion program for first-time offenders of low-level offenses, which holds offenders accountable for their crime while addressing their individual needs to reduce recidivism. And again, that's Aaron Henderson for prosecutor. And the whistle is blown, and Eastbrook back to kick off. And the ball is a straight line drive, and it bounces off of Isaac Justice's hands, and it looks like Shane Elam picks it up, starts running up the middle of the field, and he's going to be stopped at about the 17-yard line. Not a good start for the Bruins, but nonetheless, we have to start where we start. And Blackford's going to have to move the ball again. Caleb Mealy is going to be your quarterback. And once we figure out who's in the backfield, we'll get to all of that. And it looks like Devers is in the middle, Lancaster out on the right, and it looks like Elam's going to be on the left side. And the ball is handed off to the left side of the field. And for maybe a yard gain, yeah, it looks like about a yard gain. Blackford lining up again, same backfield, same line. Cameron Ekus, I can see him in today. Ekus needs to hold the line steady. And that's a pitch out to Shane Elam, and Shane Elam was going to be out there for about a 7-yard, 8-yard gain to the 27, 28-yard line.
It looks like they got 8 guys up on the line.
So they've got 8 guys in the box?
Well, 8 on the line. It looks like it'd be all 11 pretty close to the box. Maybe 9, but looks like their linebackers are coming up to the line before the ball gets snapped.
All right, as Blackford approaches the line of scrimmage again, it's a 3rd and 1 for Blackford. Mealy handing off to Isaac Justice. Isaac Justice on the outside gets out to the 31, and that's going to be a Blackford first down. And there's that name I just heard over the announcement, Zane Kirby, with the tackle on that one. And that's a guy that we definitely don't want to have a great game, and if Blackford can keep pursuing these first downs, we'll be all right. The ball placed just shy of the 31-yard line. Nick Otwinowski, the center. Mealy dropping down under center. Takes the hike. Hand off to Jacob Devers right up the middle for about a 3, maybe 4-yard gain. That is a 4-yard gain. The ball's going to be placed right on the 30-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 6 for Blackford. Blackford starting off the game very well here, moving the ball well against the Eastbrook Panthers. Caleb Mealy dropping under center. And this is going to be a pass, and he's rushed, but Jacob Devers with the reception, and he's out to about the 47-yard line for a first down. Mealy definitely had the blitz coming right in his face. He still held off on a very good pass to Jacob Devers, and Jacob Devers runs for a nice first down. And that's exactly what we wanted to see out of the Bruins is those pass completions.
I saw that outside guy coming in and didn't see Devers get out of there, but he did, and good find by Caleb there.
Absolutely. This one right back to Devers up the middle, and that's going to be stopped for about a 3-yard gain.
I thought Justice had it there.
That's the bad thing about an offense like this is you can never tell where the ball is. You really have to pay attention.
You know, sometimes you think somebody's got the ball and you think it's an easy touchdown, then you realize, well, we're not getting a touchdown on this play.
Yeah, we end up running the ball up the middle, and it's for a loss or just a short gain. Mealy now under center. Takes the snap, hands off to Isaac Justice. Justice out for about a 3. Nope, he's still moving. and it's going to be for about a 3-yard gain again, and Blackford's going to have a 3rd and 4 at about the 46-yard line, Eastbrook territory. It's going to be, just at 4 yards to go. Blackford moving the ball really well here in the early stages of the game. Immediately getting the play from Coach Seahigh, who's done a really good job of turning this program around. Nick Otwanowski now gets ready to snap the ball. Mealy under center. And it looked like Eastbrook started to jump off sides and held off, and this one goes up the middle for no gain at all. And it looks like they are going to give him about a yard gain, so it's going to be 4th and 3 for the Bruins on Eastbrook's 45-yard line. And it looks like Seahigh might try to go for this one. Nope, they're going to bring out the punt team and kick it off to Eastbrook. And it looks like Devers headed back for the punt, and he'll be kicking off around the 43-yard line of Blackford territory. And if we can pin Eastbrook deep in their own territory, and this one was almost blocked, and Devers is going to kick it way out of bounds, and Eastbrook's going to have really good field position, I believe. And the referee is starting to walk it off, and he marks it off at about the 30, so not bad. Good spot for the Bruins, and it looks like they kicked that off on purpose and did not want it to be returned by Eastbrook. The clock winding. It's now at 7:07. Eastbrook with the ball on their own 30-yard line, and this ball is handed off, and it's going to be stopped. Isaac Justice come up and just put a hit on number, it looks like 25 for Eastbrook, Drew Cochran, and stopped him dead in his tracks at about the 31-yard line. Eastbrook now hands off to number 15 on the left side, and he's off to the races, but he gets tripped up, it looks like, by Melvin Hernandez. Is that who you see made the tackle?
I couldn't see that one.
It looks like it looked like it to me. Now the ball is on Eastbrook's 36-yard line, and this is going to be a pass, and it's going to be completed. And Isaac Justice again up with the solo tackle at Eastbrook's 46-yard line. That was number 49, Clay Dalton, with the reception. Wide open, nobody around him. And this is the type of play that Blackford has to stop by Eastbrook. They cannot let Eastbrook pass the ball.
Especially down on that side of the field,
And this is number 15 again on the outside. Isaac Justice with the tackle, but not before he gets a first down. And that's going to be Justin Singer for the run. And it looks like Eastbrook likes to put players in motion and have them running on the outside on Blackford. So a little bit different offense than Blackford. And again, that one's coming back to him on this side of the field, and that's number 25, Drew Cochran. And it looks like not before he got about 6 yards on the play. It's going to be at Blackford's 44-yard line, and Blackford has a player that's down and injured, number 75, Ashton Overla. I didn't see what happened. I'm guessing that it happened. It looks like he might be holding the lower part of his leg. And with that, let's go to a quick break here and talk about Camille Mealy for school board. And she says that she is not running against anyone. She is running for the students of Blackford County with a sincere desire to provide guidance and leadership from the perspective of a lifelong educator. Blackford County schools strive to provide the best education for the students. My desire is to see our schools approach all areas of education with enthusiasm and commitment. We must embrace the arts and the technical skills within our educational plans. Preparing students for college is important, and it looks like Blackford's getting ready to start here again. And I'll read more of Camille Mealy for school board after when we get to our next break. And this is a handoff back again to number 15, and I don't think he got much, just a yard gain out to the 35-yard line before he stopped.
It looks like they're stopping up the middle here. Looks like they're going to need to contain the outside. It's where their big runs are coming from.
Yep, and this one's going to be outside, and number 25, that's that Drew Clayton again. Drew Cochran, and he's out for a first down at the 24 at Eastbrook's own 24-yard line. So right. Blackford struggling to stop things on the outside with the runs, but keeping everything that's up the middle contained. And this one's up the middle, and Cochran gets out to about the 16-yard line. And it looks like they're going to mark him at the 16. One has him at the 15, one has him at the 16. They're going with the 16. The quarterback for Eastbrook is Mason Hale. And this is another handoff up the middle, and he's stopped for about a 4-yard gain. And that's going to be another Eastbrook first down. Eastbrook moving the ball very well against this Blackford defense. And they're going to have another 10 yards before the goal. And this one's outside down to about the 3-yard line, and I believe that was Cochran again. Wasn't showing up on our radars on Max Preps, but doing a very good job of running the ball against Blackford today. And they're set back again. And this one's going to be handed off to him again, and he's stopped by Joey Payne at the 1-yard line. A good tackle, open tackle by Joey Payne to keep him from hitting the end zone, and now it's going to be first and goal at the 1-yard line. 4:08 left to go in the first quarter. Eastbrook now in Blackford territory, and that's a quarterback sneak, and Hale's going to be in for the touchdown. Touchdown by Eastbrook. Eastbrook now 6-0 over the Blackford Bruins, and they pretty much just had their way with the Blackford defense on that one. Cochran and I believe this should be Zane Schultz kicking the field goal. And it's up and it's good. Maybe not. Well, they said it was Zane Schultz, but they have him listed as number 2. And that was number 10 or maybe 18 that kicked it. So the extra point is good. The Panthers lead the Bruins 7-0 with 4:01 left in the first quarter. And let's get back to Camille Mealy for School Board. She says her desire is to see our schools approach all areas of education with enthusiasm and commitment. She wants to embrace the arts and the technical skills within our educational plans. Preparing students for college is important, but offering students technical classes that will prepare them for the workforce is just as important. Offering them opportunities in self-expression through visual and performing arts is just as important. It is her belief that we must strive to educate the whole child and provide them with opportunities that will enrich their lives and engage them in pursuits that will last a lifetime. And that's Camille Mealy for School Board. And Zane Schultz back for the kickoff. Approaching the ball, and this ball is going to be deep. And Shane Elam catches it about the 3-yard line, trips over something, and falls down at about the 23-yard line after it looks like number 22, Isaiah Dalton, with the tackle. So the Bruins now have to get something going. They don't want to fall too far behind the Eastbrook Panthers. First and 10 with 3:55 to go in the first quarter. The Bruins lining up at about their own 23-yard line. Mealy now under center, hands the ball off to Jacob Devers up the middle, and that's not going to be for much of a gain if it is any. And it looks like they're going to give him about a yard on the carry. Eastbrook shutting down the middle of the field for Blackford, not giving us much room to run the ball very well. And the Bruins back to line up again on about their 20. That's at the 25-yard line. Neely now dropping under center. The same backfield as before, and this is going to be a pitch out to Austin Lancaster, and he's about the 32-yard line before he's tackled out of bounds by number 10, I believe, Xavier Collins. A nice run by Lancaster makes it out to about the 31-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd and 3 for Blackford. The clock's still winding down, 2:50 to go. The Bruins approaching the line of scrimmage, getting set. Same backfield as before with the exception of Isaac Justice, and this one's going to be a handoff to Justice, and he gets about a 2.5-yard carry, and it looks like he may be about a yard shy. Yes, a yard shy of the first down marker, and so now it's going to be 4th and 1 at the 34-yard line. And the officials are calling timeout. The first down marker, the 10-yard marker, is just past the 34-yard line, and it looks like from here the Bruins are going to be just short of a first down. But the referees are going to measure, and the markers are stretched, and they're going to be about 6 inches shy, it looks like. Yep, about 6, maybe 8 inches shy of the first down. And it looks like the Bruins are going to try to go for it on 4th and inches, maybe trying to pull Eastbrook off sides or get them off balance with this play here. But here we go. This is the first test of Blackford's offense. And they did draw him a little bit off sides, and they still go ahead and run it. And Melvin Hernandez up out to the side. He bounces it outside, and it looks like he's going to be good for the first down. They are right at about the 35-yard line, and that is going to be a first down. The white hat marks it already. A nice play by the Bruins on that one to get the first down on 4th and about 6 to 8 inches. And Blackford now with a new set of downs at about their own 35-yard line. Neely under center, receives the snap, and this is going to be another pitch out to Isaac Justice. He cuts it back up inside to about the 36-yard line for a 1-yard gain. Clay Dalton with the tackle. Eastbrook making a defensive substitution. And Isaac Justice still out there to run in the backfield. I didn't see who they pulled out. Did they pull out Elam or did they pull out Lancaster?
Lancaster, it looks like.
Okay, so Elam, and it looks like Melvin Hernandez up the middle, and Isaac Justice on the left side. Isaac does not get that one. Melvin does up the middle, and he's tackled for about a 2-yard gain. And now it's going to be a 3rd and 7 for the Bruins on their 38-yard line, sorry. So 3 straight plays with very little gains on the play, and now Blackford in a 3rd and long situation, and this is I almost think they have to pass this one. Eastbrook still playing as though it's a run, hasn't changed their defense up much, and he is dropped back to threat pass, and it's way over Shane Elam's head, and they're going to have to punt this one away. And the punt team is coming out. And this is 2 straight drives where Blackford unable to convert and unable to really get into Eastbrook's territory and make a difference. And Devers is the one that's back. snap. The kick is up, and it's going to go straight out of bounds. This one looks like they're going to spot it at about the 37-yard line of Eastbrook. And giving Eastbrook some good field position again. But Blackford's defense is going to have to step up here and keep Eastbrook at bay. 55 seconds left on the clock in the first quarter of tonight's contest. Eastbrook leading 7-0. And I do have one more. Yep, and Eastbrook's going to go ahead and ready to go. So they send another man in motion, and this one's, ooh. And what a nice play by Melvin Hernandez, the tackle on Cochran, for about a 7-yard gain for Cochran. And Hale down, and 15, the ball out in open territory. Lancaster trips up a little bit, and this is going to be a tackle at about the 28-yard line, 29-yard line is where they're spotting the ball of Blackford territory. Eastbrook using that misdirection to their advantage on today. And this is going to be a handoff onto the right side, and number 63 for the Bruins had the tackle, Braden Glass, but unable to hold on. Had him for a loss, but this ball with just no loss. Oh, they're calling it a loss of yards here, so now it's going to be second and a short 11 for Eastbrook. Man in motion again. This one's going up the middle to Cochran, and Cochran's down for about a 2.5-yard gain, and now it's going to be 3rd and 7. And it looks like the end of the quarter. And with that, let's go ahead and go to some of our sponsors here. Kevin Basie is running for re-election to be your Blackford County prosecutor. Kevin has been an attorney in Blackford County for over 25 years and has been proud to serve as your Blackford County prosecutor for almost 20 of those years. When faced with trying times that are present in our world today, it's important to have a trusted, fully prepared, and tested individual who will see the job through. Kevin Basie has proven himself to be that individual. Kevin would be humbled by your continued support in this upcoming election. And that's Kevin Basie for prosecutor. And we're back as Eastbrook's taken over on the, now they're going to be facing the west to start off the second quarter with a 7-0 lead over the Bruins. And again, it looks like they're at about their 27-yard line, a 3rd and a long 7 or an 8 here. And Hale drops back to pass, and he's got a wide open, and he does catch it in the end zone. Austin Lancaster unable to do anything with it. And now Eastbrook leads 13-0 over Blackford in the early parts of the second quarter, early minutes of the second quarter. And I believe, Zane Schultz back for the extra point. Snap is down, the hold is good, the kick is off, and it's going to be good for the extra point. Eastbrook now 14-0 over Blackford County. Eastbrook off to an early lead, just less than a minute into the second quarter now, 14-0 over the Blackford Bruins. Coach Seahigh having a little chat with his kick return team as Eastbrook is setting up to kick off after going up 14-0 over the Bruins. And Zane Schultz again for the kickoff. Schultz puts a line drive, and this one's going to go in for a touchback. The Bruins are going to take over at about the 25-yard line. Again, if you are watching our broadcast this evening, make sure you at least thank our sponsors for helping out and getting us in here for the last 3 games. We greatly appreciate it. I know Grant does as well as I do. Grant wanted to take over while I was out on surgery, but wasn't really comfortable with all the equipment that you have to drag around and set up. So we are here for the last 3 games of the season as Mealy takes the snap, and it's a handoff up. Oh, and this is going to be a pass to Dalton Willman, and there we are at the 39-yard line. A nice pass, and that's what we need to get the Bruins back on the board here. We said it at the beginning, Dalton Willman needed to have a good game, and he was well covered on that pass and still able to make a jumping catch and come down with it at about the 39-yard line for the Blackford. Now Blackford has a 1st and 10, 11:35 and counting on the clock. Mealy drops down under center, and this is going to be a handoff to Shane Elam out to the left side, and he's only going to get about 2 yards on the carry. Going to be a 2nd and 8 for the Bruins at about the 41-yard line. Just a little ahead of the 41-yard line, as you can see on the video. Blackford back to the line of scrimmage. Mealy now drops under center. Takes the snap, and this is going to be a handoff up to Devers up the middle, and he's out to the 50 and falls down to about the 47-yard line of Eastbrook in Eastbrook's territory. Another first down, and that's the first run we've had up the middle that's actually been for any kind of gain. The Bruins now at the Eastbrook 47-yard line. Another first down, 1st and 10. They have to get to the 37-yard line of Eastbrook for a first down. Mealy now drops down under center. Takes the snap, and it's going to be another handoff to Shane Elam. He cuts it out to the outside, and he's going to get about a 3-yard gain. The clock running at 10:26 and counting. And he only gets a 2-yard gain as they mark it at the 45-yard line of Eastbrook. Blackford now at the line of scrimmage. Mealy drops down under center, takes the snap, and it looked like Isaac Justice may have slipped up a little bit on this turf field, but still able to pull out about a 4-yard gain. The ball's now going to be placed at about the 41-yard line, and it looks like the Bruins have a third and a short 4 or a long 3, however you want to look at it. The snap, and this is going to be a pitch out to Isaac. Isaac, he makes it out. Looks like he's going to be about a yard short on this one. But this turf giving the Bruins a little bit of a fit, and if you've never played on it before, it is not the easiest to get accustomed to. So Eastbrook definitely has the advantage here on their home field. And it looks like it's going to be a 4th and a full yard to go for the Bruins. So another 4th and 1 situation here for the Bruins. Let's see if they try to draw them off sides or just to get them on their heels. Nope, they're going to go ahead and snap it, and it's going to be out to Isaac Justice, and he battles out to about the 35-yard line, and it is going to be a first down for the Bruins. Another nice play. He was tackled what looked to be right at the line of scrimmage, but that jump that he did got him out to a couple yards and give him the first down. Ball spotted at the 35. The Bruins now Moving rather quickly here. Mealy under center. Takes the snap, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle. Jacob Devers, and he's out to the 25 and down at the 22-yard line, 23-yard line. And another first down for the Bruins. And Devers just a little slow to get up. Looks like he's holding that left knee, and they're going to call timeout, an injury timeout for the Bruins, and that's not what we need to see as a Bruin fan. And let's see here. And while they're tending to Devers, again, make sure you're talking or at least thanking our sponsors, Camille Mealy for school board, Aaron Henderson for prosecutor, and Aaron Henderson law offices, as well as Kevin Basie for prosecutor. If you don't need some of their services right now, or even if you don't plan on voting for either one of them, please make sure you let them know how much you appreciate them giving us the opportunity to broadcast this for you and bring this high school athletics for the Bruins to you live via YouTube and Voice Sports Network. The ball spotted at the Eastbrook 23-yard line. The referee asking for the clock to start winding. Now at 8:18. Mealy coming back from getting the play from Coach C. High. Mealy drops down under center. The ball's going to be handed off, and it looks like he was tripped up behind the line of scrimmage, Shane Elam, and he fell forward for what looks like about a 2.5-yard gain. Isaac Justice now coming in. Austin Lancaster going out. Mealy now dropping down under center. Oh, and this is going to be, looks like it might be a false start on Blackford. Yep, they're calling a false start on Blackford. The left guard, it looks like, jumped to a false start. And now the Bruins going to have a second down and about 13, a short 13 yards. Clock winding now at 7:24. The backs are Isaac Justice, Melvin Hernandez, and Shane Elam. Mealy drops down under center, takes the snap, and this is going to be dropped back for a pass to Melvin Hernandez on the left side, and he's going to get out to about the 19-yard line. No, they're spotting it at the 20-yard line. And the Bruins are going to have a third and a long 6. This looks like about 6.5 yards that they're going to have to pick up on a third down, but the Bruins doing a very good job of throwing the ball with pressure in their face. And here we are again. Mealy down, dropping under center. This is going to be dropped back for another pass, and he's got Isaac Justice, but Isaac Justice was it was thrown under. He tried to cut back, and it looked like it was almost going to be a pick. The referee out there saying that it was tipped, and it looks like Bodie Malot's coming out for what, about a 36-yard field goal?
Yep. It's going to be a
37.
37, yeah.
A 37-yard field goal by the sophomore Bodie Malott. This should be just about his longest of the season, maybe tying for the longest of the season. See High, the holder, takes. And this is going to be a botched snap, and See High smothers it at about the 34-yard line, and the Bruins are going to turn over on downs. 6:25 left to go in the half, and the Bruins not out to a very good start today. Down 14-0 with 6:25 to go in the first half. And Eastbrook is going to get tackled for a loss. It looked like number 15 on the carry, Justin Singer, and he's dropped for about a 3 yard loss. 2nd and 13 for Eastbrook. Hale, the quarterback, still. And this one's going to Cochran on the outside, and he gets back gets a yard more than the original line of scrimmage. Now going to be 3rd and 9. So this is where the Bruins need to be on for defensively. They need to stop Eastbrook here on this drive. And something changed here, and Cochran's going to change the play at the line of scrimmage. He didn't like the way it looked. Blackford's defense looked, and he's going to roll out and try to pass, and he has Cochran out at about the 41-yard line, but still not enough for a first down, and Cochran is down, and he is in pain. The official timeout for... Cochran able to get up off on his own and walk off the field. The clock now running again, 5:15 and counting. And not real sure what Eastbrook's planning to do. It looks like they're going to go for it on a 4th and 2 at their 42-yard line. Hale under center. And it looks like they might be trying to draw the Bruins off sides. And it's 6:54 left on the play clock, and they're going to call a timeout, and it looks like they're going to punt this one away. Eastbrook does call a timeout. And Blackford did a good job of holding up there, didn't they, Grant?
Yeah. Wish we would have done that on offense that last possession.
Yeah, we're moving the ball very well, but we seem to be getting ourselves stuck in some pretty shaky situations and just can't get out of them anymore. Again, you'll hear me asking you guys to thank these sponsors, and I can't say enough about them. Aaron Henderson for prosecutor, Aaron Henderson Law Office, Kevin Basie for prosecutor, and Camille Mealy for school board. Like I said, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you vote on. Please let every one of these folks know how much you appreciate them sponsoring this broadcast so that we could bring this to you. The last 3 games of the season, the most exciting, the ones that actually mean something. Blackford is just ahead of Eastbrook in the standings for CIC, and it looks like they're set up to punt. Zane Schultz is back, and he's going to run it, and he might get stopped, and he does. And that is Joey Payne and Isaac Justice stopped him for a loss, and Blackford's going to take over on downs in Eastbrook territory. A nice play by the Bruins, not getting caught, watching the ball. And Blackford's going to take over at the 40-yard line of Eastbrook, and this is a handoff up the middle and no gain, maybe a yard. Nope, the referee's calling it a no gain, still staying at the 40-yard line. A 2nd and 10 in Eastbrook territory, and Blackford needs to get something done here with 4:20 left in the half. Blackford now approaching the line of scrimmage. Caleb Mealy under center, the original 3 backs. This one's a handoff up the middle to I just drew a blank on his name, Melvin Hernandez, and he's going to get out for about a 7-yard gain, and Blackford's going to have 3rd and 3 here coming up. Blackford now on Eastbrook's 33-yard line. Mealy under center. Takes the snap, handoff to Shane Elam. Shane Elam's driving up to the 30. Looks like he might make it to the 29 before they call the whistle and blow the play dead, and that's going to be good for another Bruin first down in Eastbrook territory. Ball spotted on the 29-yard line of Eastbrook. So Blackford now again moving the ball well against Eastbrook here, but let's see if they can keep the play moving and get a score here before the half. Just a little over 3 minutes left in the half. As Blackford approaches the line of scrimmage, Caleb Mealy drops down under center. And this one's going up the middle to Melvin Hernandez, and he falls down at about the 29-yard line for about a 5-yard gain, a 4.5-yard gain maybe.
Here comes Devers. So
Devers is back in the game. Looks like he's still favoring that right leg just a little bit, but definitely a player that we need up the middle to give Melvin Hernandez, who plays both ways, a little bit of a break. So we're going to have Isaac Justice, Devers, and Shane Elam in the backfield. No, we're going to have Austin Lancaster. So 2 sets of fresh legs in the black backfield as Caleb Mealy drops under center, and this is a handoff up the middle to Jacob Devers, and he powers his way down to the 20-yard line, and it's going to be a 3rd and 1 for Blackford. Devers really pushing that one down and getting out to the 20-yard line is exactly what we need. And the Bruins now coming up again, the same backfield. Justice, Devers, and Lancaster. Mealy takes the snap, and this one's back up the middle with Justin Devers, and he's going to have enough to get the first down again at about the 18-yard line. So another set of downs for the Bruins. Nope. Okay. There they go. Now they're moving. Another set of downs for the Bruins inside of Eastbrook territory. The clock winding down, 1:38. They're getting ready to start counting here again. The clock now starting to move. The same backfield. And here we go. This one's a pass to Isaac Justice, and he's got, open territory, and he's not able to make the catch. And now a 2nd and 10, and he was not happy about that when he knew he had open field and knew that was going to be a touchdown, but he wasn't able to pull it in, and now he's off to the sideline, and Shane Elam's back in at back. And here we go again. Backfield is Elam, Lancaster, and Hernandez. Lancaster with the carry, and he's going to be stopped well short of the first down. It looks like maybe a 1-yard gain. 1:18 left in the game, in the half. And it's going to be timeout Blackford.
especially with Eastbrook getting the ball back here in the second half. I think it's definitely a must-score situation here.
Absolutely. The Bruins now under center. Isaac Justice, Melvin Hernandez, and Shane Elam the backs. Mealy hands off to Shane Elam. Elam out to the left side, and he's tackled at about the, is that a 19? 14-yard line, so it's going to be a fourth and 5 yards for the Bruins. Again, the Bruins have to score here with 50 seconds to go, whether it be a field goal or whether they try. And it looks like they're going to let the clock run down and call a timeout here in about 8 seconds. That's exactly what they're going to do. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, the play clock, and now it's down to 1, and Seahigh calls timeout. There's 32.6 seconds left on the game clock. The Bruins trailing the Eastbrook Panthers 14-0 in the second half of the game. Grant, what have you noticed so far?
No, offense, we're not doing bad. We're pushing the ball. It's having a problem getting it in to the end zone. It seems like, we get down here to the 20-yard line and it's like they give up or can't figure something out, or Eastbrook knows what we're going to do down in the red zone, and then, on defense, guys aren't filling holes where they need to fill holes, and the outside's killing us.
The outside is definitely killing us on offense. The Eastbrook hasn't really tried to throw the ball much. I think they're 1 for 2. He's attempted 2 passes and only completed 1 for a first down in a game. But other than that, they've been just running the ball all over us with that motion. Cochran and Singer have just been running the ball all over Blackford. And you're right, once we get down into the red zone, it seems like either the play call isn't there or Eastbrook's stepping up their defense and not allowing Blackford any room to score.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like they're bringing the offense back out. So,
well, with 32 seconds to go, you have nothing to lose other than 3 points. You're down 14. 3 points isn't really going to give you much. The Bruins lining up here, Mealy under center, and it looked like there's no flag, and Mealy just stood there. Not sure what is going on or what happened here, but Mealy was sacked for a loss, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Half the team didn't even do anything. No flag was thrown. The ball was snapped, and now Eastbrook's going to take over with 30.7 seconds because half of the Bruins team didn't move. It's almost like they came out there not ready to play.
Yeah, that was interesting.
This is the type of play. This is the type of offense that's going to get Blackford a shutout here. The defense now on the field. Eastbrook looks like they might be running a victory formation. Just going to take a knee and let the clock wind down a couple times, and go to half. And Eastbrook's going to get the ball at halftime once we come back from half. And we're going to take a short break here. We don't have any commercials to run, but we're going to take a short break, maybe grab something to eat, and we'll be back before the third quarter starts. back. 4 minutes to go in the halftime. They had a little bit of homecoming this evening, and so we're finished with that. They're still taking pictures. We have about 4 minutes left. We're going to recap a little bit. The Bruins are down 14-0. Again, I want to talk about our sponsors. Camille Mealy for School Board, again, says she's not running against anyone, and she is running for the students of Blackford County with a sincere desire to provide guidance and leadership from the perspective of a lifelong educator. Blackford County Schools strives to provide the best education for the students. Her desire is to see our schools approach all areas of education with enthusiasm and commitment. She says that we must embrace the arts and the technical skills within our educational plans. Preparing students for college is important, but offering students technical classes that will prepare them for the workforce is just as important. Offering them opportunities and self-expression through visual and performing arts is just as important. It is her belief that we must strive to educate the whole child and provide them opportunities that will enrich their lives and engage them in pursuits that will last a lifetime. And with Eastbrook getting the ball at the half, what do you think the keys to Blackford's game tonight is going to be to getting this game going for the Bruins to score and maybe at least be competitive?
I think first things first, they have to come out here and get a stop right at the half, go down, big score. They've got to hold them twice, and that's something they haven't been able to do. I think they've held them once out of 4 possessions. So, and one of those possessions being a knee. Blackford's got to, when they get down on Eastbrook's side of the field, they have to put the ball in the end zone. They get down to the 20-yard line, 30-yard line, and it's like their offense doesn't work anymore. I know one of those last plays that we had on our last offensive possession, Justice has got to catch the ball on that. That was an easy touchdown for him, catch the ball and put it in there, and I know that was probably on his mind. Defensive-wise, they got to stop the outside run. They've done a pretty good job with the middle, but the outside's what's killing them. There's a couple passes there that this backup quarterback has put the ball where it needed to be and done his job. So I think, stop those longer passing plays and stop the outside run, and we might have some type of game here.
Yeah, I know Isaac personally. He's been over to the house a few times hanging out, and I can definitely tell you that drop pass is heavy on his mind going into halftime, and I look for him to be able to fix that and to come out and hopefully see how I won't hesitate to try targeting him again coming out in the second half. Maybe the first play of the game or the first play of the second half that they get the ball. It wouldn't surprise me if they go ahead and target him for that same pass again, hopefully out in wide open territory again. The Bruins now taking the field. There's about 30 seconds left on the clock, and the Bruins will come out, warm up, and then hopefully Eastbrook will come out as well and get their warm up. And as a matter of fact, here they come. And we'll get the second half going. Again, Eastbrook's going to receive the ball this half, and I believe they'd be headed to the east or to the west.
Should be headed to the east.
So they should be headed to the right on your screen. And let's zoom out here so we can get more of the field. But the Bruins are out there warming up. We'll go ahead and turn the camera to them. And they just shut the lights off here, and now you can see the helmet that's painted on one of the doors behind us because of the lights that are on the field. So halftime is over. They get an extra 3 minutes for their warm-up, and that's exactly what the Bruins are doing. The coaches just now coming out onto the field. And let's go ahead and talk some more about Kevin Basie for prosecutor. Basie is running for re-election to be your Blackford County prosecutor. Kevin has been an attorney in Blackford County for over 25 years and has been proud to serve as your Blackford County prosecutor for almost 20 of those 25 years. When faced with trying times that are present in our world today, it's important to have a trusted, fully prepared, and tested individual who will see the job through. Kevin Basie has proven himself to be that individual. Kevin would be humbled by your continued support in this upcoming election. Again, election is in November. We have just a month away. Early voting starts in Blackford County on the 10th, I believe. I've seen today from Jack Beckley asking people if they wanted to do early voting. All you have to do is go to the courthouse on October 10th, pick up your ballot, and fill it out and mail it in. Last but certainly not least on our sponsorship for the halftime is Aaron Henderson for prosecutor. Aaron works closely with law enforcement to enhance training in code enforcement, increase conviction rates, and wants to efficiently move cases through the courts, collaborate and work closely with community corrections and probation to effectively reduce recidivism, assist in bridging gaps in rehabilitative services for offenders, and provide a meaningful pretrial diversion program for first-time offenders of low-level offenses, which holds offenders accountable for their crime while addressing their individual needs to reduce recidivism. And again, please go out and thank every one of these sponsors. We can't thank them enough. Without their continued support, we won't have a live stream to live stream. We wouldn't be able to come out here to the games. The equipment is very expensive. The software is even more expensive to run. And we just ask that you continue to help Blackford County out here in being able to provide these live stream events of Blackford athletics. We're going to take a quick short break here, turn the mics off before the game starts out. And it looks like Blackford's getting ready to take the field. Eastbrook's now taking the field. Blackford will be kicking off. Bodie Malott looks like he's coming out now to set everything up. And Blackford's going to be kicking to the east. That's left to right on your screen. Eastbrook will be returning right to left on your screen. So they're going west, not east as we originally had thought. 12 minutes on the clock. The Bruins down 14-0. Getting ready to start the third quarter. Malott's backing up for the kickoff. And I can't read Eastbrook's jerseys to know who's back for the return. Malott kicks it off, and this is going to be a slow dribbling, and the Eastbrook picks it up at about the 24-yard line, running to the near side of the field, and he's off to 35-40, and who is that? Number 34 for Blackford, upends him.
Elam.
It's the 30 for Blackford, upends him and tackles him at about the 40-yard line. Looks like they're going to give it to him at the 42.
Who'd you say Eastbrook's starting quarterback was normally?
Bragg.
Bragg?
I think that's his name. Let's look back through here. It's Dylan Bragg, I want to say. Dylan Bragg.
He's in the game now. So
is he really?
Yes.
Number 15? Nope, 16. And this is up the middle. And he's at the 35, the 30, the 25, and Elam catches up to him for the tackle. That was number 3. No, that's not number 3. It's a single digit. I can barely read them. Maybe number 5. It's either 3 or 5 that was on that run. And they're going to hand it right back off to him. And, Melvin Hernandez with a beautiful tackle. Only a gain of 1 yard on that one. And I'm looking. That looks like it says 3 to me. And that would be Caitlin Lopez. That still doesn't sound right.
She's down on the sideline.
So I can't read the number of who's got that. And now we're going to have a flag on the play. And it looks like about a 5-yard gain I missed whoever it was that ran it. And you said Dylan Bragg was in the game?
Yes, number 16.
Number 16?
He's right there, back farthest Eastbrook player right there, looking over at the sidelines here.
Okay. Yep, you're all right. Dylan Bragg is the quarterback now, and that's going to look like a holding on Eastbrook. And now they've got a second and about 19, 20 yards. They're calling it 19 on the score box. 11, just a little over 11 to go in the third quarter, and Bragg back to pass, and he lets one launch, and I don't know who it was, but he had it in his hands, and he fell backwards into Lancaster, and Lancaster didn't have to do anything except for be in a good position to kind of give him that jolt to knock the ball out of his hands.
My apologies. I keep not following the game with the camera.
Oh, you got to keep up here, Grant. And again, a second and 19, and this is a handoff to Cochran, and he's going to be tackled for just a little bit of a short gain. And now Eastbrook's going to have a fourth and about 18 to go. And it's the ball's placed on their 31-yard line, and they do not look like they are going to try for a field goal or a punt. Zane Schiltz still on the sideline, and they're going to try to go for this. The clock's still winding down, 10:34. The play clock's now at 15. And they do have a play that they are going to run, and they're going to have to. This is going to have to be a pass, and it is. And he's dropped back, and he's scrambling, and he's out to about the 30, the 25, the 20, and he's out of bounds at about the 12-yard line, and this is going to be a turnover on downs. And he is on the 13-yard line. Still going to be a turnover on downs, right? That was fourth down?
Yeah.
You're still not moving the camera.
I'm watching the chains. They gave him the first down.
They gave him the first down?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. I did not see that being a first down, but it was. Now they have first and 10 on about the 13-yard line, and this is a handoff up the middle to that looked like number 6. Jonathan Bowl? Is that who's been running the ball?
Cochran's over here on the bench, so not too sure.
And this is going to be another run out to the right side, and Blackford's going to have him stop, but not before Eastbrook picks up a first down. And I'm hearing that we don't have any sound on the live stream, so I'm going to test it out here real quick. And I did test it, and whoever the person was that told me that is incorrect, because I do hear sound on it. If you don't hear sound, let me know. And this is going to be a touchdown by Eastbrook. Ran out to the right side, and Eastbrook's going to lead 20 to nothing over Blackford, and this is not looking good for the Bruins. You can't have a 4th and 19 and give it up and get the first down. Let them get the first down.
That's makes a big difference. It's a momentum shifter if he doesn't get that, and you get the ball headed the other way, go down there, score,
and that kick almost blocked by Isaac Justice, but the kick is up. It's good. And now Eastbrook leading 21 to nothing over Blackford with 9:29 to go in the third quarter. And you're absolutely right. If you are able to stop that 20-yard play and get the stop, your turnover on downs, and the momentum shifts back in your favor. But now you give up 7 points with the touchdown and the extra point conversion. And Eastbrook's now dominating the game, shutting Blackford out so far with 9:29 left in the third quarter. Blackford has to figure something out on defense and start moving the ball a lot better on offense. Stop giving up those third and stop getting themselves into those third and long situations and actually converting first downs.
Yeah, Blackford's got to score quick here. I know we're only in the third quarter, but they got to put something on the board and at least let Eastbrook know they're capable of that.
Absolutely. Eastbrook kicking off from right to left on your screen, east to west on the field, and this is a long kick. And Elam picks it up at about the 3-yard line. He's out to the 15, the 20, and he's tackled by a host of Panthers at the 25-yard line. .22 on the clock. Blackford with the ball on their 25-yard line. Eastbrook doesn't look like they've changed up their defense any. Still going with the same. Mealy under center, and he's handing the ball off up the middle, and he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. And that's one thing that we can't have happen. We can't run the ball for no gain.
No, and my thought is on it, we're going to run the ball for no gain. It's the same as an incomplete pass in this situation. So
true. It's still a loss of down with no yardage gains, and we have to have gains in order to make it back down to the field. We have 75 yards to go, and not a lot of time to make it happen. Mealy under center, and he's handing off to Lancaster out on the left side, and he's stumbling down for about this one looks like it might be a first down. It's really close to the down marker, and the white hat does call it a first down. So Lancaster moving the chains on that play. The ball placed at a 35-yard line. The referee asking the clock to move at 8:35 now. The Bruins approaching the line of scrimmage, getting set. Mealy now down under center, handing the ball off to Isaac Justice, and Justice is out to about the 40-yard line. And Justice with a 5-yard pickup, ball placed at the 40-yard line in Blackford territory. Blackford approaching the line of scrimmage. Everybody gets set. And this is going to be a handoff to Lancaster. That's Isaac Justice, and Justice is out for the first down to about the 47-yard line. And 3 more yards to go before we're in Eastbrook territory. Moving the ball very well here in the second half with 7:35 to go. Mealy calling the play. The Bruins approaching the line of scrimmage. Set. Mealy now under center. Takes the snap. Hands the ball off up the middle to Melvin Hernandez for a 1.5 yard gain. I understand the purpose of running the ball up the middle, but when you're down 21-0, you have to go with what's giving you the yardage, and the yardage is not through up the middle. It's off to the sides.
Yep. I think, his thought process is on it. We can't let him know that we're going to run it outside every single time.
Yeah, but if you run it outside and get them to start playing the outside, that might open the middle up for a big game.
And that's very true.
And Mealy under center, the handoff out to Isaac Justice. He gets tripped up at about the line of scrimmage to the 40, just shy of the 49-yard line. Nope, they're putting the ball at the 40-yard line. And I'm not sure why the white hat called a first down. It's 3rd and about 6 now. .6:22 left in the third quarter. The Bruins with a 3rd and 6, a critical 3rd and 6. They have to convert here, or at least tear up a big chunk of this. And Mealy's dropping back to pass, and almost intercepted. But he rolled over, and it bounced out of his hands. So now the Bruins are going to have about a 4th and 6, and they're bringing out the punt team, it looks like. Yep, Mealy's off the field, and the Bruins are punting it away again. after not being able to convert on a third and 6. 6:07 on the game clock in the third quarter. Devers back for the punt. And the snap is bad. It's down on the ground, but Eastbrook's not there to capitalize on it. And this ball is going to roll and take a big Blackford roll as it stays in just on the... And this one's going to roll to the 15-yard line as Shane Elam downs it. What a kick by Devers. That ball rolled for about 7-8 yards in fair territory in the field of play, and Eastbrook didn't touch it. And now they're going to be pinned down to their 15-yard line, and maybe this is Blackford's chance to make something happen here on defense.
Well, they got to do something now.
And hand off to number 9. It's number 9 that's been making these run. That's Wyatt Stevenson. Stevenson with about looks like a 1.5 yard gain, maybe a 2 yard gain on the play. A 2nd and 8 now for the Panthers. The game clock's calling it 2nd and 9. And they're definitely taking their time with the play call here. And this is going to be a handoff to Stevenson. He makes it out to about the 21-yard line. A healthy spot by this official on this side.
There's a big stop here. You stop them, almost have to punt here. So
a 3rd and 4 for Eastbrook. Again, taking their time with the play call. They have an unusual way of making the play or calling the plays with what looks like a tennis scoreboard, and that's going to be a flag on the play. It looks like an illegal motion, and this ball is going to get called back. Illegal motion on the offense. This ball is going to be a 10-yard, going to take it back 10 yards, so this is Blackford's chance here. It looked like it was going to be, it was definitely a first down on the play.
You know why the Bragg kid wasn't playing?
No, I do not.
Looks like they had to bring him back in because that Mason Hales that looks like running back now, taking Cochran's spot. Cochran's down here on the crutches, it looks like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. And now the game clock's moving. 4:34, 4:33. Eastbrook's receiving the play. And they have a wristband set up. Each player has a wristband, so the quarterback doesn't have to call the play. They just have to see the numbers that are produced on the sideline. This is going to be a pass, and that's going to be caught at about the 31-yard line by, it looked like, number 24, Zane Kirby. There he is. They're bringing Zane Kirby quiet in the first half, coming out here with a big play for Eastbrook on a 3rd and 4, and he's able to receive that. It is at the 31-yard line. Again, Eastbrook has a very unusual way of play calling. They have a guy that's standing on the sideline with 4 big numbers. Once he turns the numbers to the players, they all look at their wristband and they know what play they're going for. And this is going to be a handoff up the middle, down at the 35-yard line. A 4-yard pickup, and I believe that was that Stevenson kid again, Wyatt Stevenson. Yeah, number 9, Wyatt Stevenson with the 4-yard pickup. Again, Eastbrook very slow at making the call. Controlling the game here in the third quarter with 3:40 to go in the third. Another handoff to Stevenson, and he's going to be stopped at about the 39-yard line. Just shy of the 39-yard line, the 38.5.
again, Blackford stopped them on the first 2 downs, and it's another big stop here.
I look for another Zane Kirby pass, maybe. I don't see him out on the field, so he must be lined up out on the right hand, on the far side of the field. Let's see if he takes off.
Nope, up the middle.
Nope, up the middle, and this is going to be just enough for a first down. And Eastbrook is definitely moving the ball well enough and controlling the game clock. We're now under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Eastbrook has used up a lot of time on the clock here on this drive.
That's one thing, Eastbrook's always been pretty good at getting a lead and obviously keeping it, and then wasting a lot of time in the second half. First half they were hurry up the whole half, and
this is going to be a run to the outside for about a 5-yard pickup. It looked like it was that number 25, Drew Cochran.
And this isn't really your typical Eastbrook offense. Usually Eastbrook's got some bigger kids. Not that they are small, but usually they have some pretty big kids on their line, and but that goes back to Adamson's been the head coach here for
several
over 20 years. And these kids have ran.
And they fumbled the snap, and that's going to be for a loss, a 2-yard loss on the play. Is that still Bragg? Yes, Bragg for unable to handle the snap, and that is it a loss?
Yeah, it's about a yard.
I only gave him a yard loss for it. All right, and the ball is spotted at about the 44.5-yard line. Third down and what looks to be a long 7. The game clock has it at 6. And this is going to be a double handoff, and this is going outside. And he's down at about the 45-yard line in Blackford territory.
Tell you what, our quarterback made a pretty good block on that on Elam. He knocked him to the ground, and might be why he is that starting quarterback here. So
yes,
he's doing things that they usually don't. Now it looks like Bragg is a running back, and Hale was that quarterback right there.
And another flag on the play, and it looks like it's going to be a holding, but Blackford with a 5-yard loss on the tackle. And that's Joey Payne that lost his helmet.
He's got to go off for a play for that.
I didn't see what the flag was for or whether it was declined. And it looks like Blackford does have a player down. And it looks like it may just be a cramp because they got both legs in the air. Not sure what's going on. A timeout's been called. They are working on a player at about midfield. And with that, we'll talk a little bit more about our sponsors. Again, it's Camille Mealy for School Board. Camille has several years, over 30 years, I believe it was, of teaching experience. She retired in 2010, and I don't know where. Maybe I didn't have that right. She has been an educator for several years in a school district, and she is asking for your vote for School Board of Blackford County. And that was Shane Elam down on the ground, and he's walking off just a little bit gingerly. Looks like he may have cramped up on that play. Next is Aaron Henderson for prosecutor and Aaron Henderson Law Offices. They as well would like for you to consider them for your vote, and this is going to be a long mark off. It's 10 yards plus the 5-yard loss, but it looks like it's going to be first down again.
I think it was actually just a 15-yard penalty.
So the loss didn't count. So I didn't see what the penalty was. Did you?
I didn't either. They didn't really signal it. I think they probably just told the coaches with that being an injury. So.
Okay, so 1st and 25 for the Eastbrook Panthers. They're all the way back at their own 40-yard line. And they need to make it to the 35-yard line of Blackford. And they're letting quite a bit of clock run off as we're now under 30 seconds in the third quarter. And the snap is off, and it's a handoff up the middle. Not much of a gain, about 4 yards on the play. Going to be a 2nd and a long 21 as Eastbrook will probably let the clock drop down within to end the third quarter. And, yep, they're walking off to the sideline. And that's going to be it for the third quarter. The Bruins still trailing 21-0. And, again, make sure you're tell Aaron Henderson for prosecutor and Aaron Henderson Law Offices, thank you for your sponsorship. He would greatly appreciate it if you would consider him for prosecutor in the November elections. He wants to work closely with law enforcement to enhance training and code enforcement, increase conviction rates, efficiently move cases through the courts, collaborate and work closely with community corrections and probation to effectively reduce recidivism, assist in bridging gaps and rehabilitative services for offenders, and provide a meaningful pretrial diversion program for first-time offenders of low-level offenses, which holds offenders accountable for their crime while addressing their individual needs to reduce recidivism. Kevin Basie for prosecutor is running for re-election to be your Blackford County prosecutor. Kevin has been an attorney in Blackford County for over 25 years and has been proud to serve as your Blackford County prosecutor for almost 20 of those years. When faced with trying times that are present in our world today, it's important to have a trusted, fully prepared, and tested individual who will see the job through. Kevin Basie has proven himself to be that individual. Kevin would be humbled by your support in the upcoming election. And I'm not sure what happened there, but the ball ended up way back. What did you see, Grant?
Justice got lucky. Probably didn't get a pass interference there. He was lucky that ball was overthrown a little bit because he was disrupting that wide receiver's route way before he should have been.
A good call then. Now a 3rd and a long 21 for the Eastbrook Panthers. Probably going to have to throw one here, but the last time I said that, they ran for a 20-yard. The quarterback kept it for a 20-yard gain for the first down. Bragg is under center, and he hands it off, and this is going to be stopped well short of the first down at about the Eastbrook's 47, 48-yard line. So Eastbrook's now looks like they're bringing on Zane, so they're either going to punt or try to go for a really long field goal. I don't see a holder down, so Zane Schultz is definitely going to be, and let's see if he tries to go for the fake punt again. The snap is up, and Zane's back to punt, and he gives it a kick, and this one's going over to the left side of the field, and it looks like it's going to go out. Nope, it's going to stay in bounds, and now rolls out at about the 20-yard line. And since I was able to do the other two, Camille Mealy for school board. She says she's not running against anyone, but running for the students of Blackford County with a sincere desire to provide guidance and leadership from the perspective of a lifelong educator. Blackford County Schools strives to provide the best education for the students. Her desire is to see our schools approach all areas of education with enthusiasm and commitment. A pitch out to Isaac Justice, and he's up the middle, cuts it up the middle, and it looks like he's going to be out for a first down at about the 32-yard line. Camille says we must embrace the arts and the technical skills within our educational plan. Preparing students for college is important, but offering students technical classes that will prepare them for the workforce is just as important. Offering them opportunities and self-expression through visual and performing arts is just as important as well. It is her belief that we must strive to educate the whole child and provide them opportunities that will enrich their lives and engage them in pursuits that will last a lifetime. And this is up the middle, and it looked like Isaac Justice. I wasn't able to see.
I do believe that's who it was.
And looking at him, that is Isaac Justice, and he's out for about a 3-yard gain. And that was Camille Mealy for School Board. And the Bruins now with a 2nd and 7. Mealy under center, and he's going to hand off. No, he's going to throw it, and that's the second pass that Isaac Justice has not been able to pull in. And now the Bruins are going to be a 3rd and a long 7 here. And those are the plays that we just have to convert. If we can't convert plays like that, then we'll never be able to hang with Eastbrook.
No, you have to be able to open up your offense against these guys, because if you don't, they're going to run this defense. And again, having the same coaching staff running the same thing for years and years and years.
I am surprised that we have not. We've only had one pass to Dalton Willman, and this is going to be a handoff to Isaac Justice. He's out to about the 40-yard line, just shy of the 40-yard line. And the Bruins are going to have a 4th and a long 2 to convert on this. It looks like Mealy is over there talking with Coach Seahigh, and they may try this with 9:40 to go in the game. And we are in the 4th quarter, and I forgot to change it over again. So we are in the 4th quarter, and the Bruins going for it on a 4th and a long 2. And it'd be interesting to see what Seahigh is in there. We're going to call a timeout, Blackford. Do you think Seahigh saw something with the defense that he didn't like, or do you think that he just wanted to converse with his players, maybe talk to them about maybe trying to draw Eastbrook off sides?
I saw him tap himself on the chest, saying, like, that's my fault. Might have just thought that he called the wrong play there, so it's hard to tell. Eastbrook's defense looked pretty much the same the whole game. Guess we'll see what goes on here.
And Blackford still huddled up. Eastbrook just getting ready to come out of their huddle. Tonight was Eastbrook's homecoming, so the halftime was extended just a few minutes. We are 9:23 left in the 4th quarter. Eastbrook with the shutout so far. Blackford with the ball with a 4th and a long 2. And it looks like they're on their 39-yard line. And Blackford must convert here. If they don't, they give Eastbrook the ball in their own territory. And it's a handoff to Isaac Justice, and he's going to dive out for, and it looks like he's going to get the first down. Depends on where the spot is, and they may have to measure this one. Oh, and the referee pushes it back just a little bit, and they are going to call it a first down. A really close one, and I'm glad that the chains have already moved, because that did not look like it was going to be a first down from the vantage point that we're at. No. So Blackford on their 42-yard line with a new set of downs, and this is going to be handoff up the middle to Melvin Hernandez, and he stumbles for about a 3-yard gain, it looks like. Nope, it's going to be about a 2.5-yard gain, and Blackford's going to have the ball on about the 44.5-yard line. A 2nd and a long 7.
I think 8 minutes left.
8:39, and the clock is still counting.
Seems like they might be working on something.
Not sure where this one, and it's Austin Lancaster up the middle, and he gets out to about the the 36-yard line of Eastbrook. That was about a 30-yard gain for Austin Lancaster. They had me confused on that one. I had no idea where the ball was.
No, I didn't either. I didn't move the camera because I thought it was up the middle, and once I saw him running with the ball, I had to.
I thought it was coming out to this side because Eastbrook was coming out to this side of the field, and they just left Lancaster and one other. I wasn't even sure who the other. Maybe it was Elam, maybe it was Hernandez, but just left them go up the middle. And this is another handoff to Elam up the middle, and he's going to get out to about the 34-yard line of Eastbrook. So Blackford really starting to move the ball well now that we're in the Eastbrook territory.
I think this will be a good chance for a pass right here. Try and go to the end zone with it. You're down here. You got to get there as quick as possible at this point.
You have to be aggressive in a situation like this. Down 3 full touchdowns. And this is going to be another handoff up the middle, and Melvin is stopped at the line of scrimmage. So now we're going to have a third and still a long 6 yards to go. Looks to me like that's a 3rd and 7. There we go. That's better. And it looks like they respot the ball, and it's going to be a 3rd and 6. Another opportunity to throw the ball here. And Mealy's going to hold on to it, and he does. He kicks it out, and it must have been tipped. It was tipped. The referee was signaling for the tip, and now the Bruins are going to have a 4th and 6 coming up here.
Hernandez not looking like he's feeling too well. I think he got tackled that last play, and looked like he was holding his knee a little bit there. So
who was that?
Melvin
Hernandez?
Yeah.
Hernandez definitely a key component to this offense and the defense. It looks like he's kneeling down right now, and looks like Blackford's going to call a timeout. I didn't know if maybe that was he doesn't look like he's limping off the field, but definitely looks like he needs some breaks. So while we're on a timeout, there's 6:53 left to go in the 4th quarter. The Bruins trailing Eastbrook 21-0. And we're back after a little bit of a short break, just for Grant and I to get a little bit of water in us. The Bruins are back out onto the field. Mealy under center, pitches it out to Elam, and it looks like Elam's going to pass it, and he has Joey in the end zone. He had Joey for an easy play. Nobody within 5 yards of him, and Blackford's going to turn it over on downs at about the 34-yard line of Eastbrook. A well-designed play, but I'm not real sure why Elam decided to hold on to it instead of getting rid of it.
We know Elam can throw the ball. He was, going into this year, he was going to start at quarterback.
He was the starting quarterback last year.
Yeah, and I know they thought about rotating him and Caleb out for passing downs and running downs, but Shane's been such a addition to that backfield that you can't have him at quarterback all the time.
And this one's going to be a run for, it looks like they're calling forward progress at the 30, a 1-yard gain by Eastbrook. Eastbrook's definitely managing the clock today. If they let the play clock run out, it'll be 6 minutes to go. 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter when they snap the ball. The play clock's running down 2-1. They get the snap off, and this is going to be a run on the outside. Melvin Hernandez with the stop, and Isaac Justice with the second hit to bring him down, and a host of other Blackford Bruins come in and finish him off. And that looks like it was that Stevenson kid again, Wyatt Stevenson on the run, and he's out, and it's going to be a 3rd and 2 for Eastbrook, and they are definitely letting this clock run out. The one good thing that we can say about Blackford is that they've slowed Eastbrook's offense down. They're not blowing them out. 21-0 is not a bad score, considering that Eastbrook has outscored their opponents 316 to 86, I believe it was. So they're outscoring them by more than 200 points. They pick up the first down on that one. But I've seen games where they won one this year, 63-0. I believe it was at CIC weekend down at Ball State.
Yeah, and Eastbrook's always tough. Adamson has a good offense that these kids have bought into from the time they've been in Pee Wee football until now, and that's got a lot to do with their success.
And this is going to be another handoff up the middle, and Isaac Justice there for the tackle, and wraps him up just long enough for other Bruins to stop him, but he's not before he's made it out to the 48-yard line. And Wyatt is limping, but he's staying out on the field.
I think he was cramping.
Yeah, it looked like number 45 thought that he was wanting him to come in, but Wyatt's telling him to stay on the sideline, and he's staying in the game. So I wouldn't expect Stevenson to look at how bad he is limping. I don't expect him to receive the ball this time, but you never know. And he doesn't, and this one's going to the outside, and that was Terrence. Unsure of Terrence's last name, but he was there for the stop. Number 59, Terrence Wilson on the stop. But Eastbrook now has a 3rd and short to pick up the first down.
And this half's a little bit different than last half. Eastbrook only scored once so far. I know they have been trying to manage the clock a little bit, but could be a different game, but
they're not taking as much time in between plays. There was still 14 seconds left on the play clock when they snapped that one and the one before.
But the thing is, Blackford had to put the ball in the end zone at some point to win a game anyway,
and they've definitely had the opportunities, but fell short. The whistles are being blown, and they're resetting the play clock to 40. No, resetting it to 25.
The game clock's still running.
Game clock's still running. The game clock started early before the play clock. So now that's going to give Eastbrook a little bit of an advantage to run some more time off the clock. And they're hurrying up to the line of scrimmage. Puts the player in motion, and this one's going to be handed off to Wyatt Stevenson, and he is going to break away just shy of the first down. Going to have a 2nd and 1. A 9-yard pickup by Stevenson, and Blackford just not able to stop Eastbrook's offense coming out here in the second half or the fourth quarter. The clock now down under to 2:20 to go in the fourth quarter. And I believe Eastbrook's trying to score before the game to make it a 28-0. A handoff out to the right side, and he's going to get down to about the 22-yard line. And with 1:59 to go in the fourth quarter, Eastbrook could technically, looks like they could take 4 knees and run off a lot of clock and end this game.
Yeah, as long as Blackford, I know Blackford's only got one more timeout, so see Eastbrook getting a first down here and maybe kneeing it, but it's not much like Adamson to take very many knees. So.
Yep, I don't expect it from them. Even though they're winning 21-0, they want to make it a complete shutout, and this one's going to be stopped for about a 2-yard gain, a little more than 2 yards. The clock now down to 1:25, still running. And I know from here on out, Eastbrook could take a knee and finish this game.
Yes.
They'll be under a minute when this snap happens. The play clock under 8 minutes. Player in motion, and this is going to be a quarterback keep. It looks like Bragg expected somebody to be there, and they weren't, so he just went ahead and ran the ball. Now Eastbrook has the ball at about the 17-yard line.
And, that's a scary play. That's your best player, the quarterback at least, and you're running the ball with him.
Now we've got under 30 seconds to go in the game, and it does look like Eastbrook's going to let a lot of the clock run out here. 14 seconds on the play clock, and just a little over 20 seconds, and they are lining up in victory formation. So they are going to take a knee, and that's going to do it for this game. Eastbrook's going to win 21-0 over the Blackford Bruins. Again, we'd like to thank everybody for watching today, and please make sure that if you see Aaron Henderson, Kevin Basie, or Camille Mealy out in the public, make sure you tell them thank you for their sponsorship and that we greatly appreciate it. And let them know that we would love to keep having them in our community to help out. And this for Grant Banner, I'm Steve Hurd, and we're going to sign out as Blackford loses to Eastbrook at Eastbrook 21-0.